Oh, I get to do this. Oh, that worked out handy since I have the voice in my head.
Hey!
Welcome back to Roll the Damn Dice. I'm gonna put the pressure on Connor and say we're in for some good stuff tonight. So. You're always in for good stuff, though. We bring wonderful things.
Joking.
Just
obviously.
chaos, but good chaos. We're also sponsored by the wonderful Critic, who I'm already going to go and say, like, because I've had to buy it, the March swag bags, to go and check those out, because they've got the Crit cute ones, and it's a sloth mug, and that's all you really need is a sloth mug. So go do that, and we have a code as well of RTDD10, nailed that. That'll get you 10% off, so cheaper sloth mugs. Again, what else could you need? I mean, stay here for the duration, then go get it. You mean you got a break to go sort that out,
Exactly.
so go do that. That's the way. What else have I got to do? Introductions. I'm going to hand that over to someone. Let's go, Stephen.
Oh, hi. My name's Stephen, and I'm playing Lehane, the half-elf monk. And I have finally stopped burping Sambuca from last night's antics. You may hear that I have a very sexy rasp, and that's not intentional.
Me!
Yeah,
Hello! I'm Connor, I'm the DM, I'm everyone that these people aren't, and so much more. And I leveled up as a DM this week, so I got a nice new turtleneck.
Hey!
Fashion escapes me. Pass it on.
I'm Joy Amy. I normally am playing an elven high elf bard called Frayne, but she's currently dead, and her consciousness is trapped inside the mind of her familiar, who is a tiny little pseudo dragon called Jeeves, and we've just worked out that if I were a drag queen, that my drag queen name would be Chesty Bellows.
Oh, she was doing so well.
Yeah, we're not like
Podcast listeners, we have bubbles. There we go.
That's
And one of them is in my tea.
And that's why you need to catch it on Twitch, because then you get to see Bubbles.
Yeah.
And bubbles go into witch brew.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lovely.
Bubble Toyland.
Hello, I am Myerson. I am playing Lilli Lyxa amberfaff Murnig, a druid, archdruid in training. What is she? She's
No.
And today, this week, I got called a bitch by a stranger because I turned my amp off because they were singing into my microphone. And they were, say it with me, a drunk man.
Oh.
Yeah. It fuels me.
And me, Luke, playing Rogg, our half. What was I going to say? Half barbarian.
Why is it with a half?
I'm
I'm the only half.
Full barbarian. Cook. Yeah, that's all we need to know. Yeah, and I've been rediscovering the pains for anyone that paints miniatures of painting a tattoo onto multiple tattoos onto a tiny little miniature.
Speaking of which, if you look somewhere here, there's beautiful artwork of Lehane that Holly Hammer has done, and yours has been updated as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
really. Oh.
So, thank you, Holly, so much for that. And Luke, I'm sorry, he's trying to get these tattoos onto
a miniature. Yeah. So that's going well. So any hints and tips, like leave a message, send me something on Twitter. Like, I'm struggling, but it's okay. It's all right. We have got a recap. I've got a recap to do, which there's nothing to talk about because we don't talk about Halfling Fight Club. So you're just going to have to go watch that, except for Lehane, who stole back our payment for the boat. So that happened. And then we're back on a boat, so yeah, nothing to talk about. Stole back the crane, probably in trouble on another town we've been to. We're on a boat.
Why are we always the problem?
We're not. Torrin's a bad influence.
You think it's Torrin?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He started gambling.
Speaking of Torrin, you might notice that Paul's not here this week. Paul's not very well at the moment, so Connor is going to
Lord Torrin!
I feel
step
like
in for a bit.
I'm sat in Paul's place and I've got a red jumper on. I'm embracing.
You should be playing Torrin.
I shouldn't. I'm very happy playing Lily.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
Well
You're
done.
done.
5 minutes, Luke. That's
That
like
is the shortest
That's it.
ever done.
And we want more game. Get me to do it.
Take a break, come on. 10 minutes. Gotta fill out, pat the time.
Go.
Mm.
Go. I'm not dancing monkey. Right. Well, Luke didn't do a recap, so I have no idea where we are in the story.
On a boat.
On a boat,
Yeah.
cool. Is that
With
boat
nothing else to
in a
speak of.
city? Is it on the... Anyway,
we just left.
Off the coast of Halbert.
Halberton.
Yeah.
Halberton.
I know where we are. I was
Oh,
playing it up for
okay.
gags.
God, but look how
Alright.
we had your back.
It's almost like I wrote the fucking
We're all really keen to prove that we do know what's going on.
Sorry, midway Stephen was like, Halverton, how's that spelled? I was like, oh, not like that.
Well, yeah, but that's just me in letters. In general.
Right, cool. You're on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
So, the port town of Halber's Edge, disappearing into a small speck behind you as you leave your way on the ship. The new crew that you've amassed, the ship in some state of repair. It's not 100%. It ain't falling apart anymore though, so it's definitely better. I'd say somewhere numerically about 75% fixed. If I had to put maths onto it, which we all know and love we do.
Mm.
And I'm assuming, have you... Obviously, the first time you left, you'd taken up specific positions on the boat. Lily in the crow's nest. Janaeus ain't here no more.
Yeah.
So, as the ship set off, Chandrel back at the captain's wheel, how have you guys dispersed? Have you... I guess there are 3 of you actually, and Torin. Sorry, Jamie. Turn my proverbial back on you.
Oh dear.
It's fine, man. It's fine. Me and Jeeves are chilling.
Lily's got Jeeves in her dungaree.
Wooden Jeeves.
Front, wooden Jeeves in the front of her dungarees.
Mhm.
So, always with her.
Frayne loves being close to boobs. She's going to be happy. Although I'd be a bit weirded out that they're your boobs.
They're Lily's boobs,
Yeah.
yeah.
Freaky.
Yeah.
Moving up.
Rogg's probably... He's just going to be landing muscle on deck to sort of getting the sails, getting the ship in sort of full sail and the heading all sorted. So yeah, he's on that. Yeah, he's just relaxing for the most part.
Lehane wouldn't be doing anything unless someone's asked him to or told him to. So he would just...
Do you think you spent a minute on that deck without Chandrel kicking his ass?
I mean, that's where I feel it's going. But yeah, until he is told to do something, he will be somewhere chilling, maybe made himself a hammock.
There are hammocks in the deck below, so you could have brought one up.
Probably brought one up and is doing a bit of sunbathing.
What a dick. That artwork did you justice. So you actually managed to get a few fairly competent sailors from Halber's Edge.
Nice.
Okay.
When the couple of you went into the pub, into the Fisherman's Friend, Chandrel actually was in the middle of recruiting some before the thing we don't talk about, which I'll have to watch last episode to find out about. So there's... Can't talk about it. We'll mime it. We'll mime
Yeah,
the
for the
fuck
benefit of
out
the listeners at home on the podcast, Joanie just mimed what happened in Halberton.
Yeah, you should be listening. You should be watching on Twitch. That's
Yeah.
not my
Yeah.
problem.
None of this is helpful.
Sorry.
So there's a really sturdy little rock gnome running about in the same sort of vicinity that you are, Rogg. He's barely up to your sort of kneecap, but he's a sturdy little fucker. Skin's almost like crag, so it's like almost like stone in design. And his name's Eli, but very, very proficient. The way that you are strong and you're taking on your tasks, he handles them very similarly, but just with skill and finesse.
Yeah.
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 You know, just from years of experience in sailing, he does little like ties that makes it a little lighter and easier to pull and
Yeah.
use levies. Up on the top of the crow's nest, there is a sap in the garden that you created.
I love it's still there.
Yeah, I'll get rid of that. It's the best.
Is it going any bigger? Is it like a whole sort of like moss sort of like...
No, I'm going to roll for that.
Yeah.
Roll for moss.
Roll for moss. Yeah.
It's just giving me very, that one from that film that we really like that we're not going to mention. On her swing as she comes
Oh,
down.
yeah,
During
yeah,
that
yeah,
number,
yeah,
we're not
yeah,
going to
yeah,
talk
we're not
about.
gonna talk about it.
Fight Club.
Fight Club,
Yeah,
Yeah, so actually the mosses start coming down the sides and become almost like a creeper.
Love it.
Not Minecraft. But yeah, so sat there, sort of floating just above the floor, is this tall, slender woman. She has a form. She has a corporeal, like physical form, but there's sort of like a ripple to her, like there's almost like a small breeze. And anytime you get near her, there's just the smell of citrus.
Oh, lovely.
But yeah, she's sat there. When you get back on the ship, seems to be taking that properly.
Oh, yeah, is she one of those ones that we're not allowed to say that she's a ghost? Or is this a we don't talk about the fact that she isn't actually alive?
I don't know. Why told me?
I don't know why I made eye contact with you.
Are you a top? Is she a ghost?
How do you know that you're a ghost?
Give me a nature check.
18.
No, doesn't seem to be a ghost.
Not a ghost.
A genasi.
Oh.
Nice.
Like an elemental air creature,
Yes.
but more human.
Okay.
Mhm.
There's a genasi.
And we picked up a gymnast as a crew member. Okay.
It'd be handy if she's an air genasi, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Hello, racers, folks. Check them out.
Well, Lily, she would sort of be, given that that's where she was before, and she's made her little moss den up there. She'd sort of make her way up to the crow's nest, and then sort of, hi
And
to the genasi.
Yeah. Just to the world.
That's Lily, just in general. Just, hi.
And she has, she's sort of reclined on a small bit of breeze, like she's just sort of floating a couple of inches off the floor. She brings her feet down, again, just almost a half inch off the floor. It looks like she's about to be standing, but her feet never quite reach. And turns out she's like, hi. Hello, it's a pleasure to meet you.
It's so nice to be greeted with smiles. There's been a lot of aggression of late. Who are you?
Oh, the name's Orchard.
Orchard. Oh, wow, that's a really nice name. I'm Lily.
Lily, darling, it's a pleasure. And she just leans in and gives you a kiss on both cheeks.
Oh, Lily's going to be like really bashful. Like, oh, wow, you're really polite. So are you manning the crow's nest then?
I'm just here to help. We've Chandrael said that you needed a crew, and
We really do. We're not really equipped for the seas.
first time on the sea.
No.
Right. Okay. Well, I have years of experience, so don't worry. Anything I can. I mean, as I can see, this is very much your domain, and you made it look lovely. Honestly.
Oh, cheers.
Stunning. Absolutely fantastic.
It was more out of like an emotional release that was necessary more than out of anything that I actually planned to do.
Sometimes you need an emotional
It
release.
just eked out.
And when I do, it gets really windy. So
Oh.
yeah, just a
That
little.
can be quite helpful for the seas, I imagine.
Yeah, not enough to push a boat or anything, but just
Okay.
strap yourself down if I get angry.
Gotcha. Noted.
But yes, I'm more here to observe and help you. You know, I'd like to see you do well, Lily.
Oh. Oh. She's just gonna be like, oh, not choked up, just like, this is really, I needed this, and she's just gonna like go forward and try and hug her.
Yeah, you can. She's physical. You can
Yeah.
hug her, and you get a really intense smell of like freshly cut citrus, sort of orangey, sort of limey. That really sort of burst of fresh smell.
I don't mean this in a creepy way. You smell lovely.
Thank you. So do you.
Lily does not smell good. Well, she smells of earth. She smells like of moss and earth
But like damp moss is a nice smell.
Yeah. It's not freshly cut lawn. It's mud.
Organic
But like
nature.
yeah, exactly. But we're not going into full like
Decomposition.
compost. Yeah.
It's not quite petrichor, it's not
Yeah.
quite decay. It's somewhere in the middle. And she picks a little bit of moss out of your hand. She says, "Darling, you're you, and that's wonderful."
You know what? I didn't realise how much I was missing other like female energy. There's been a lot of testosterone running around at the moment. We're not allowed to talk about it.
I've heard bits. I saw bits. Interesting group of men you're running with.
Yes.
Anywho.
It's nice up here,
Yes,
though.
very much so. And as your conversation continues, Lehane, the conversation, the hammock, very similar thing that you set up.
Yeah.
You get a real nice little spot of sun directly onto you. And about an hour in or so, someone blocks out that sun and just stands over you.
Oh, what? Come on, trying to get some rays here.
Out.
You don't need me to do anything, surely. Like, I'm no good at this sort of stuff. Like, I'm all fancy flipping and everything, but not necessarily good with lifting and carrying and dragging and all that sort of heavy stuff. It's not for me.
Out, please.
All right, yeah.
Asking nicely, and standing before you is this really. He's sort of slender but quite tall half-orc.
Okay.
His tusks are receded, like he keeps them in check. He's very well kept. From your experience of orcs, sort of in and around Domania, his clothes are pressed, his hair is coiffed and very, very well kept, and everything about him is just pristine. He stands with arms behind his back.
So Lehane sort of like comes out of the hammock and then sort of gets himself to attention and then takes in this sight. He just kind of goes, "Huh, that's doing it for me."
Right. And what are you going to be doing for me, Mr. Lehane?
Well, what do you want to happen?
A bit of work would be nice. I've been brought in to replace as first mate Gongus Dwight at your service. Well, no, you're at my service.
Oh, I did not know I was signing up for this. Wait till I talk to Rogg. He knows manual labour's not my thing.
Yeah, he seems to be pretty good at it.
Well, yeah, that's why I have him around. He does all the stuff.
And you see Rogg like carrying about 6 barrels.
A couple of halflings tucking off. All right, well, like, I'm not good at stuff.
No. What are your set of skills, Mr. Lehane?
Quite good at stealing stuff. That's
Brilliant.
fun. I'm good at hiding as well, which I kind of regret not doing. Yeah, I can flip about a bit.
Excellent set of skills, Mr. Lehane. Very useful on a vessel.
So if I just go back to my hammock and get some rays, and then, you know, if there's any like people that need beating up or something, then yeah, I'm your man.
Do you have your Yakua with you? Like
Yakua,
first-
yeah.
Yeah.
It's around.
That's an interesting weapon you got there, Mr. Lehane.
Well, yeah, halfway between a staff, halfway between like a shank. Good at stabbing, slicing, smashing.
One might say it's a pole weapon, might they, Mr. Lehane?
Kinda.
I think I've got a very special job for you, Mr. Lehane.
I've done pole work before, and it's no shame to anyone. It just doesn't bring the money in that you think it's gonna.
You're obviously not very good at it.
10 silvers a night, baby. And he nods at you, walks away, comes back about half a minute later with a mop and a bucket.
Yeah.
This looks to be very within your wheelhouse, Mr. Lehane.
And then yeah, he'll take the mop in the bucket and just do the most sloppiest, petulant job you have ever seen a grown man do.
Just saying, Mr. Lehane, I started out as a swabby about 10 years ago. You can make your way up in the world.
Yeah, right, okay. You know, I was a hired thief. bit of an assassin, had a bit of a rep, and now I'm fucking mopping the decks.
Tell you what, there's a bounty on that bit of dirt over there, Mr. Lehane.
Yeah, no, I told her about that. She's not allowed to. She won't let me kidnap her. Oh, sorry, Shanghai.
You do a good bit of job, and I'll give you an extra silver for your work.
Extra silver.
Right. The ship is in a measly order. I'm going to go see the rest. Yeah, and the rest of your journey for that day seems to go pretty smoothly. These ship hands they're on it. They know what they're doing. From the sort of clusterfuck that was the journey into Halber's Edge, things are going a little bit more swimmingly.
In fairness, that was a pub.
It was a
It was a pub.
It was a pub with patrons.
Yeah, I think they did pretty well.
Did we establish?
None of them survived.
We did pretty well.
Yeah.
Is this really discussed the fact that
On the corpse of many and one friend. Did we discuss a lot, my friend?
Is it still a pub in place? Is there a bar? Did we stock it? Oh, we did stock it up, didn't we? Because Lehane was putting it on the city expenses. Alberton.
Yes, there are.
Oh dear.
There are indeed barrels of ale on the ship. A pub is a stretch
Yeah. Okay.
in that it's middle of the ocean. Not many patrons. The last few that came didn't walk out. Sorry, cough in the throat. So, yeah, anyone have anything really pressing they want to do? Do you want to roleplay that mop moment for an extra?
Well, speaking of the mopping, though, I mean, Rogg will find his way over to Lehane, so he'll probably see him soaking on deck. I could take on your mopping duties if you could do me a favour.
Oh, well, I've been at it for like 10 minutes. It's real boring.
It is looking tiring on you.
Yeah.
I could be using a favour. I will do your mopping as
Right.
well.
Yeah.
If you can teach me the fighting that it is you do with the punching. I could be using the skill set of that sort of thing. You spar with me on an evening and teaching me what it is you do, and I will doing the mopping.
Yeah, but like what you do is what you do. It's good, isn't it? Just one big bash, boom, dead.
Yeah, but it isn't that I am not wanting to be killing anything, and that is hard to do that with
Big
this.
bash, boom, dead. Yeah.
So like a punching, and that isn't easier to do.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's like watching out for the bits where they left themselves open, like fragile bits, the bits that hurt as well. Pressure points, they're fun.
Well, that is it. I'll be doing your jobs through the day, and then on an evening, you'll be teaching me sparring.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm sold.
Oh, okay. And yeah, he'll still have like a couple of barrels on his shoulder, and he just sort of do the mopping for a bit, and then go drop the barrels off, and then come back to it. Like he's used to the hard work anyway, so he'll take that on for the rest of the journey, and then Lehane spar on an evening.
Yep.
Can you both hold me a perception check, please?
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, 14.
22.
Oh,
Wow.
As you finish that conversation, you see Gongus just sort of staring at you from a little ways away and shake his head.
Okay.
And go back towards the captain's quarters.
We might be practicing on him. I'm just saying.
Is he pretty good at it?
No, I said we might be practicing on him. Like we'll get his pressure points and stuff. I'm sure he'll spar with us.
Okay. I will find you after. Is it better to be done before the food or after the evening
Before
meal?
food. To work up an appetite. You don't want to be flipping and flying around with a gut full of food. Done that once, wasn't pretty.
Okay.
I still
do
want to fight.
remember.
But, it
Yeah.
was you, yeah. I'm sure the smell went eventually, didn't it?
Probably.
Yeah.
It was okay though. It was so good. It was okay. I will come and find you before I do start the tea preparations then.
Awesome.
Okay. And he's gonna go back off. It waddle on off.
So, continuing onwards, you hear a very familiar sound to the lot of you from the top part behind the captain's wheel. It's, now, Alton, whereabouts are we going? Seems to me that we've set off without a course once again. Well, doesn't quite work like that, Torrin. I'm really sorry. It's nightfall. Really helps. Oh God. I'm not trying to get to a. I've told you this, Torrin. Well, Alton, it seems to me like you're giving me a lot of excuses. But I will sit here, right here, and watch you work. Would that make you feel better, Alton? I'm here to make you comfortable. Is it doing the trick? Do you feel comfortable? How about a massage, Alton? Torrin, no, that's no.
Oh wow!
We need an episode where Connor plays all the
Just as everyone,
Yeah.
we watch Connor lose his mind.
I didn't have one before. And spread out around Alton are several different maps, and several bits of blank paper as well. But the thing he's most looking at is the little compass watch that you caught him with that fated evening before the thing we don't talk about happened. And he is rifling through things, trying to overlay different bits of map, trying to sort of find the right sea currents, and chatting quite rapidly with Chandrel, giving a little like micro adjustments on the wheel. It's quite a technical thing, which every now and then is broken by this blustering. Oh, very, very good job, Alton. Just patting him on the back, sending him sort of sprawling. And night descends on the first day. The sun settles on the horizon, passing through the sea as the moon comes up. And it's calm. The water's really calm. The sea is chill. Even Torrin's voice seems to be muffled in the expanse of the ocean. Any seabirds or any sort of fish and wildlife that you heard previously sort of pitted down for the evening. And the only thing you really hear is sort of the creak of the boat as there are these little adjustments from Chandrel. And food starts to come out. On the main deck, in several little barrels, a very sort of meagre feast is presented to you. It's meats, it's berries, it's breads and cheeses. A casket, a barrel of ale is brought up after a glass is handed to Lehane and he shakes his head.
I guess that's the vegan option.
Right, Mr. Lehane, dinner is served, everybody. Good job, good job, good job. And Gonga sits down. The only person still working at this time of night is Chandrel. The ship itself is absolutely quiet if you guys wanted to spar or...
Yeah, so what Lehane would have done is taken the mop, and probably an empty barrel, made a hole in it somewhere, and he set the mop upwards, so like it's hair, and then he would just be like with Rogg going, right, so, you know, you could go one up, and then one down, and then you got like super, and just literally just going really kind of like fast, jerky movements, and showing like on the mop where soft points would be, good points to get somebody to sort of like buckle over, and yeah, so that's kind of what he set up like a target for a sparring target for us to play with.
Yeah, I mean, Rogg to start with is just going to be wild swings, like the slow, wild swings, and then he'll slowly be trying to aim at the same points, and then it'll be less like wild wind-ups and more like punching from where he's supposed to, and trying to mimic the stance as well is going to be his first.
Remember, guard with one eye and guard with the other. You can go boom, boom, boom. Always protect the face, yeah? Face is your money maker.
Well, I'm quite a tall, not many things can reach my face.
That's even worse for you, buddy, when you think about it.
How?
Keep your guard. keep your guard close, yeah?
Okay.
Protect yourself. So you always go in with one, block, in with the other, and then that's what Lehane's doing.
Okay, yeah, and he'll try his best to mimic it, like to get out of. I imagine he'll start like the wild swings are slowly fade back, and it'll become more controlled then.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll make his best effort.
Right, next, backflips.
Okay.
The vote is only 75% fixed.
74. Then decreasing.
Lily would come down.
Yep.
And try and get Torrin to leave Alton. Just kind of go,
Lily.
Torrin, no, I really
No,
think
I'm
think
here
you would-
comforting him.
I really don't think you are though, Torrin, and you're very well meaning. But I think Alton, looking like quite pointedly, is one of those kind of people who works best when given space. And I know that we like to be very much in space, but sometimes people like to not be hovered over.
Lily.
Physically and
Lily.
emotionally.
Lily. Look, you're very new to the world, Lily. Not met many people. I'm a man of the people, Lily.
Okay, Torrin, right. Well, we're not going to go down that road of conversation. I think we should just leave Alton to it. He's on the boat. He's joined us. He's helping. And we should potentially, just leave him be and let him get to it.
Right. But keep an eye on the lifeboats, Lily.
Yes, no, we will. And she'll kind of look at Alton and sort of say, I hope you're doing okay.
No.
Okay, come on, Torrin. Let's see if we can get Frayne to come out of Jeeves again.
Oh, I did like that, Lily. Did like that very. Alton, I'll be back in a few moments, okay? I know you're going to miss me, Alton, but...
Okay, and Lily's going to grab hold of his paw, claw, and just sort of pull him away.
He's just berating as he goes
Yeah.
with you down the...
And sort of take the wooden Jeeves out of her dungarees and sort of, Jeeves? Frayne? You didn't really explain about the amber. Left on a bit of a cliffhanger, and as much as those are great at building tension, I don't need any more in my life right now. Hi, and she's just gonna kind of shake it.
Ah, Lily, actually, Jesus was answering our pertinent question about soup, which is why he left.
What?
Yes, you see, they mentioned the amber, and then we spoke about Rogg's lovely soup we were having. And
Right.
then Jeeves said that he hadn't had soup, and then he was pondering soup, and then he went.
Yeah, but the amber was not clear what the amber. We still need to find out what that is.
Maybe he's just thinking about soup still, Lily.
I don't think it was about the soup. Torrin.
How close is this happening to Lehane or sparring session?
You can hear Torrin across.
Well, yeah.
Probably in Halberton still.
Is it me, or is she talking to her toy about soup?
I do not really understand a lot of things with them, but it is in that I think the wooden dragon.
Yeah.
I do be thinking it's something to do with the one that died on the boat.
Oh, the dead
over
one
here.
downstairs.
There's
yeah,
a bond
yeah.
between them, and
Right.
I think there's some ominous with an
Oh.
amber. I do stay out the way of the tactical, complicated stuff. I'll make a stew.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I should talk to him and stuff. I'm not good,
Very good.
with necrotic stuff, but I know about it. So, are we bringing her back as a brain-eating zombie, a functioning zombie? Is she going to be a skelly nanny?
I think the one that can
If she's
sing.
going to be a skelly, we need to do something about that. But I've got a knife, and we can.
Lily in
What is that conversation? What's up?
It's not subtle.
Yeah,
Rogg.
Absolutely.
and Lily holding the wooden Jeeves is just gonna turn and turn to Lehane. There will be no zombies. We are getting Frayne back as much closely linked to the original Frayne. This is not. We're not skeletons or zombies. This is no.
Well, yeah, but she'd be a bit of a zombie. Well, a little bit. Well, a bit of a zombie. Definitely a zombie.
We're
Definitely
aiming for as least zombie-like as possible.
Yeah, but like, you know, it all fine. Everything looks good. No greenness and no eyes hanging out. And all of a sudden, she's eating brains.
I mean, I
And she's
won't
keeping
put
it a
past
secret. She's
Frayne
not even.
anyway.
She's not even telling you about it. It's just in secret. She brains. I've seen it before.
She's gonna go back. Frayne, I really need you right now. You're much better at talking to the boys in like a way that they actually listen to you.
But from behind Lily, Torrin sort of just raises up to his full height. Like, now, Mr. Lehane, I think you'd best apologise to little Lily. Frayne is her friend and will not be coming back as a zombie.
Well, I'm just saying, I grew up around zombies and stuff. I've seen stuff come back from the dead. My brother's practically doing it all the time. It's just like, it's what happens.
We had a friend called Mr. Pleasant, and he came back weekly. And he was not a zombie.
And also at this point, Lily's circle of spores, she's just going to crackle a little bit. And so look at Lehane and say, listen, I am somewhat familiar with what you're talking about myself. And quite frankly, I know what I'm doing.
Well,
so
you raise her then.
I don't want to raise her like that because those consequences are not what I want for Frayne.
Why?
I don't think you're getting my threatening message.
No, not really, because like I grew up around zombies, I saw them all the time, and it's just my opinion, Obviously you do you. Two things can be true, innit?
Yes. I think I'm yet to... Lehane, I don't know how I feel about you.
Oh, well, I don't really like you very much because you destroyed my home, so, you know, let's get that out there.
We've been through this. No, I'm not having... I made it very clear my feelings about that.
Yeah,
And
I've seen you in accountability, not good friends, are you?
Can all of you make a charisma saving throw,
Oh,
please?
no.
charisma save.
Oh, no.
No! Not
Ooh.
one!
16.
Wait, hang on. I get advantage on
Wow.
charisma saving.
14 for Rogg.
Not
That's
bad.
a -1.
Also, is this a charm? No, I've turned into Frayne.
16.
So, yes, enchantment magic.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I get advantage.
Okay.
I'm a bit elfy, innit? I'm still a 16.
Sure. So, it's... As this conversation is heating up and getting a bit tense, Orchard just sort of pivots in, and her, like, being has a very similar presence to calm emotions.
Huh.
And the anger that you're feeling starts to dissipate a little. Lily, you just calm right out. Same with you, Rogg. Lehane, you feel a little bit chiller.
Okay.
You still have full faculties of your emotions, but there's a soothing element to the air. She's like, darlings, is everything okay?
Lily will have sat down, just like, oh, so much better now, thanks.
I think I could have presented myself better with what I just said. Point being, my home wasn't a great home, but it was at least mine, and now I've had to leave it, and it's a mess, and it wasn't like that until you came there. And I'm dealing with that, and I'm finding it a bit difficult.
And I'm very aware that the consequences of my actions led to a lot of destruction. It has been an ongoing thing that I'm trying to come to terms with. But we were also being attacked, and I need you to appreciate that we were under a great deal of pressure and were only using the, what's the word? The things around us that we could use to escape certain death.
I guess I should be more aware. It's like a therapy session. that
You take the talking stick.
that I've lived in the plug hole for 20 years, and there's just some things you don't do. You don't piss off Crannis. You don't talk to Crannis. You don't even engage with any of the 7 unless you have to. And I guess I just haven't taken it into consideration that some people don't know this about one of the most famous islands in the entire continent, but that could be true.
I didn't approach Crannis. He approached me. I didn't have much say in the matter. Yes, I tried to attack him. I wasn't fully aware of the situation. But I don't appreciate the fact that my ignorance is bad.
But you've got to realise that with your name, that carries power. And you can't be in a place like the plug hole and not expect eyes and attention on you.
That's actually going to throw Lily, because she's been really trying to... She doesn't get it. She does not get the thing. Like, she's very much trying... She's been detached from the Murnigs for a while now, and is aware of the scope that they have, but just doesn't understand the impact of like wandering around being hello, I'm Lily Murnig, blah blah blah, and it's always quite surprising for her when people recognise.
It's like your brother. He had a way of handling himself in the plug hole that people knew who he was, but you know, also people respected him, and he did his own thing. He kept out of other people's business, and he was just doing his own thing. And that's just the way that it worked out for Lyxa until it possibly didn't.
Yeah, that's being handled. I
don't know nothing. I just he's not been around for a while. I haven't seen him.
She's gonna sort of have the handkerchief in her pocket and just kind of Jeeves in one hand, hanky in the other, and just like, oh God, I really hope things work out.
Well, you all seem a lot better now.
Communication is key.
A home is only a home for as long as you're there. I find that a ship is a great home, and the people that you meet along the way, stop blaming your problems on your home, find a new one.
Yeah, but nobody wanted me to do chores in the plug hole.
I think a bit of responsibility could be quite good for you.
I think.
Maybe we should agree to disagree. Eli, some drinks, I believe. And the little gnome, the little rock gnome rocks up. He's like, right, point for you, I reckon.
Can I get a half?
Right. Just pours half of it out. There you go.
Don't waste it.
You can lick it up if you want.
Give it time.
Rogg's going to look at you and I will not do it again. I'm going to just eat more if that's okay.
You ended yourself really well last night. You put it away. I was impressed.
But I will not do it again.
Fair.
Well, I'll take Rogg's drink. Thank you very much, little gnome man. You know Lily, she's a gnome as well.
Is Orchard still around?
Yes, she is.
He's going to lean over towards me. Do please watch the torrent.
Right.
Look after torrent.
I can definitely hear Torrin, even if I can't see him. So I'll keep an ear out, and then an eye if he's.
I mean, yeah. The more that he was with me when we got drunken, and I do fear him getting drunken on a small boat.
Is Torrin not with us?
Yes, with you. Yeah, just.
Or
That's
just
right.
they couldn't see.
No, she's like.
Oh, hypothetically, I was
Yeah.
like, what? Torrin's invisible? What?
Pull that his way.
I do be looking to hopefully travel with these people, so I would really like them to be kept good.
Right. Well, see what I can do. Not really all of my job, but I'll help. I'll help. Now, shall we not fight on the first night? Say with the third, I find that to be optimal.
Okay.
I'm chill. I just gotta... Yeah, new life, new plans, new things.
To new life, new plan, and new things.
From beyond the grave.
And as the night carries on, Eli gets very drunk very quickly and is up on a barrel doing an awful rendition of several gnomish songs. Like, just horrible.
Lily would recognise a lot of them and be like joining in, but equally as terrible, even though she's not drunk.
And that is how the first night becomes the second day. So, unless anyone has anything super pressing, I'm more than happy to just shoot this forward.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, after that night, Alton seems a lot more hyper, a lot more active. You, partway through the night, Lily, recognise the same sort of glow, the same sort of trance that Alton was in with the constellations and the star magic they seemed to use before. And he has a course, and seems to be just stood right next to Chandral, very animated. No, a couple of degrees to the west. Right. No, not right. East. Yes, I know I said right, but just 4 points to the east. Right. Not right. No, sorry. And just together they start making a beeline. Rogg and Lehane continue with your sparring. Orchard on the second day starts showing you that she creates like sort of little cloud formations in her hand, and that's if you can sort of create water or do anything sort of watery to make a little rain.
Yeah, she can use shape water cantrip.
So as Torrin gets close to sort of berating Alton, she sends over this little cloud in bursts of rain just on his head. Who did that? Right, well, looks like it's about to rain, everybody. That turtle's back. Get inside. And the days go with sort of frivolity and joy. It, for the first time since you guys left the plug hole, it seems almost normal. On the dawn of the 8th day, the weather starts to take a bit of a turn. It goes from this very crisp, golden days that you've had. It's been bright, sort of warm, but there's been biting wind, to this heavy, sort of dense precipitation, to almost this like thick mist. And Chandral doesn't seem too bothered by it. She seems to be moving almost entirely by Alton's direction. He is leading her through with, it doesn't really matter, the visibility seems to be nonchalant. Gongus is completely taking control of the ship now. It's just these, Alton and Chandral have this partnership and they are just working together. There's just some interruptions from Mr. Lord Dar himself. But you guys get fairly proficient at running a ship under the thing. So if you all want to add water vehicles proficiency to your character sheets,
Lovely.
Okay.
just for this one-on-one teaching you've had. Probably easier for some of you than the others. And the day rolls on. The day rolls on into this fog, and it gets thicker, it gets heavier, and it gets wetter. And as you're moving through, it's sort of sticking your clothes to your skin. And about, from what you can tell from the low visibility, feels sort of mid-afternoon. You hear a very, very excited, stop. And then Chandra like, all right, lads, anchors away.
And Rogg will look a bit alert. Is it to be a concerning?
Anchors away.
Oh, yeah, okay. And then he'll run over and, like, he'll just, whatever he's been taught over the previous days, he'll run straight to and, yeah.
So you start throwing this anchor over the other side, Gongus on the other side, throwing the anchor. And they're just very excited. We're here.
Look around.
And yeah, Lily's gonna kind of rush to. She'd be up in the crow's
Yep.
nest.
Can you give me a perception with advantage because Orchard is there helping you out?
Yeah. That is 19.
You're not sure where you are because you seem to just be in a patch of ocean.
Alton.
Yes.
So we're not near anything, but it's like another plane of existence situation.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
So how are we supposed to get across?
Well, by my calculations, it will be here. It's coming to us. If we wait, as soon as twilight hits, the veil will be thinnest, and we should be able to cross.
Ooh.
Wait, are we dying? Are we dead as well?
No.
When did we die? What did I die of? How was I buried?
I think. Well, I got existential.
One of the answers is syphilis.
Where was I buried?
It's a nice little island.
Just south of the plug hole.
The Isle of Syphilis.
Right, it's going down.
Wait, when you say that it's coming to us, is it just like a floating island situation or like a plane we're just going to sail through, like a door, or
Yes.
to which?
Just,
All of it. Great,
yes.
that's clear. You know what? I'm just gonna Alton, you're in charge. You lead the way. I think if I question things too much, it gets complicated.
Well, I mean, I can explain it to you if you like.
That would be lovely.
It'll take a little while.
Okay, maybe not.
I mean, if you want, he will sit and chat with you.
Yeah. I mean, Lilli would be. She'd want to know exactly kind of like how it works.
Come down. I can show you.
Yeah, I love that this is also going to be
Yeah.
going like, Alton!
This party like to shout a lot.
Very vocal. Yeah, she'd clamber down.
And Lehane would probably say as well, whilst he's got a nonchalant attitude to stuff, it's very high wisdom.
Yeah.
So actually, to learn of plane shifting and how something can exist and veils and stuff would be quite fascinating to him.
Okay. Rogg, what are you doing? Because it looks like I might be explaining plane theory.
Rogg will carry on. Like, he's just going to be busy about. He probably this will confuse him. So he's not too worried.
Okay. Well, there isn't a whole lot for you to do. I mean, the ship is anchored. It's sat in this patch of ocean.
The meal. He's going to start loading up his sack with ingredients and things like that. Like muttering to himself about, but not going on a journey without stuff to make at least a free stew. So, yeah, so he's going to wander off down below deck.
Mr. Rogg, I'm going to come with you, I think. This nonsense seems a bit more... I'm going to come with you.
I'll give you the hand, yeah.
Can you check on Frayne while you're down there?
Yes, I can.
Thanks!
I mean, she's probably still dead.
Yes, but just making sure she's not uncomfortable.
She could not be. We haven't tried that.
Don't get your hopes up, big fella.
He just ran downstairs.
Just hope that she's not dead.
Maybe gentle repose her again. We're near the.
He is.
Okay.
He is gone. Right. Okay. So. How to? You can't want to go into the Feywilds. It doesn't work like that. You can't just choose to go. You have to get a little bit lost and sort of stumble. Stories tend to be people going for a walk and losing their way. Is this making some kind of sense?
Like a bit. So,
Yeah.
like, and your friend is from here.
Yes.
How did she get out?
Oh, elves can move back and forth. They have a way.
Can I go?
Oh,
I mean, I know we're going anyway, but like, could I go if I wanted to?
I don't know the answer to that.
I got the ears.
Maybe it's the ears.
Maybe it's the ears.
I think you have to be in a place, but I think you can maybe.
Oh.
Have you never been to the Feywilds before?
Nah, I'm like from this continent, this reality. I came from the North Isles, where it's a bit
Okay.
snowy and cold and stuff.
Oh.
I had a bit of falling out with my family, and then been in the plug hole ever since.
Right.
So you don't know how to. I was kind of hoping someone might.
Oh,
Wait,
mate.
so you don't know how to actually get there?
Literally, it's just the ears, like I said. But my dad's an elf,
I know in theory. I've never been.
but he's also like 1,000 years old. I don't even think he's ever been to Cullen's Wood or whatever.
Okay. Well, it's not going to be here until twilight, so we've got a
Right.
couple of hours.
Okay, so we just need to find an elf on a boat.
Yeah.
That's you! Only half! Oh, and Lily's gonna get Jeeves out and just shake it. Frayne, we really need you right now!
Oh, we got a dead elf. Dead
Yeah!
elf? Will that
Dead elf
work?
might work.
Right, we got half an elf and a dead elf. That's almost an elf.
That's a full elf.
That's at least 3/4 of an elf.
You're a 3/4 elf, half full.
And she's just really Frayne, or Jeeves. Is there like, what? How did we get her back before? We were by her actual body, and she's gonna go down to Frayne's body, and sort of like hold one of her.
Torrin is in the middle of casting Gentle Repose. Lily, she wasn't alive!
Lahan's followed in as well, so this is the first time he would have seen Frayne.
Lehane, this is Frayne.
Is it inappropriate to say she's hot?
No, she'd really like that.
Okay.
Just to notice, the first time you see these two together, they look different. Like, the elven features are quite different.
Oh, well, she's a high elf, and that's a different kind of elf, and you're half elf.
I'm just saying I'm glad we're not related.
Oh, I didn't want to know that.
Connor also knows it.
Right, so my dad is an elf, but he's not anymore. But he's an elf. He's a proper elf. But how does Frayne look compared to how I remember Harkness?
Different, yeah. Frayne is a bit more angular. Her ears are a little bit longer. There's just some subtle differences
Okay.
that, not just like person to person, like differences, but like genuinely there's something different.
It's like, yeah, I haven't seen many elves around the plug hole and stuff, but
I met a really old elf in the woods, the spooky woods. You remember the spooky woods, Torrin?
Yes.
But they looked like not very traditionally elven at all.
well, like my dad kind of. It's like the angles aren't so sharp. He's got more fuller face, and the ears are more sort of fatter, and like a bit like mine, just not as pointy.
Give me insight.
All of us, or
No, just Lily.
okay.
24.
And as you were sort of talking about this other elf and you're looking Lehane in the face, seems like he's more akin to that than he is to Frayne.
So the spooky wood elf.
Yeah, Lehane looks more similar to that.
Oh.
What? I've got something on my face.
Well, yeah, in a way.
Where?
It's not so much on your face, it's more what your face is.
Hey, well, I know we just made up, yeah.
No.
But
You look quite a bit. Your structural features are kind of like the elf that I met in the woods, but they had been there a really long time and had kind of lost their mind a little bit.
Oh.
It was really hard to talk to them.
how long?
Really long.
And passing resemblance, or
Like, yeah? Well, yeah. Sort of
nothing
structurally.
to worry about? Nothing to worry about. Dad just has some clones kicking around.
I feel like that's a very casual way to say something that's quite weighted.
Well, he's not really alive anymore. He is. He's alive. But he's sustained by lots of dark magics, the necrotic stuff that I don't like. You dudes, you want to look into that. And he's, over time, he's created other elves to be like him, and they are all connected to him, his mind. He can see them and where they go, and a bit drinking of the blood like.
Oh, like vampire.
Like a vampire, not quite a vampire, very much like a vampire. But yeah.
Is this he's not a vampire? She can't wink. Like, he's not a vampire, but he kind of is.
He's a bit of a vampire. Like, he's not a fully vampire, just a bit of one. Like, I'm a bit of an elf.
Right. Torrin, have you finished Gentle Repose yet?
I'll be honest, Lily. Got a little distracted.
Okay. Well, while you do that, I'm gonna hold, and she's gonna hold onto Frayne's hand, and whilst holding Jeeves, and just be like, Frayne, are you there? And she's gonna like send out like she's gonna engage with the seed on her hand and send it to the circlet, so it's in like healing mode, and she's just gonna try and send all of her like healing nature druidic magic kind of to it, and sort of try and engage with whatever energy that was there the last time she connected with Frayne.
So, as you do, you feel a sort of different connection to you did before. The magic goes into Frayne, but it also seems to pass into something else. It seems to fill into a void. You get no response from Frayne, but it feels like there is something there, something else there with Frayne.
Ooh.
What you doing?
So I still can't get hold of Frayne.
Yeah, she's dead.
Give it a little rattle. No. We were able to communicate. She's gonna show her the statue of Jeeves. So this is Jeeves.
That.
And well, it's not Jeeves. It's a statue of Jeeves. I'm not crazy. It's a statue of Jeeves. That was made out of the wood that was supposed to be Frayne's arm once she was alive. I hope it's going to be able to become her arm again. She was really looking forward to it, I think. Anyway, when I tried to connect with her to put the arm on her, the wood turned into the statue of Jeeves, and then I was able to talk to Jeeves, but also Frayne a little bit as well. Frayne's spirit was also in there with Jeeves as well. It was a really big deal, and she's able to communicate with us from the dead a little bit, but we're not really sure on the rules and how frequent. And I was just trying to do that, but I couldn't engage. The signal was down or something. But there does seem to be some kind of energy that feels like it would be maybe connecting us with Corellan's Wood. It seems a little bit sort of portally.
Do you know what would be helpful with this?
What?
My brother. But he's not here though.
Well, that's not helpful then, is it?
Well, he would be if he was here. Just making a point.
Right.
You know? I don't know any of this stuff or do any of this stuff.
Well, that's okay.
And talking statue. Arm. It was going to be an arm.
Yeah. Torrin and Frayne got a branch because Frayne lost her arm,
Seems careless.
It was in a fight, and then we were gonna turn this branch into her arm, but before I could do that, I was going through some stuff, and I wasn't able to do that, and then she died. And so that's what the situation is right now, and we're dealing with it as we go.
Right. I'm going to check on Rogg.
Listen, I appreciate that you've come along for the ride, and it's maybe a little bit odd, but I'm sure we'll get to know each other better.
It's fine. My face is wrong, and
No, I didn't wrong.
apparently,
I made him feel sad.
you might have been talking to my dad in the woods. That's weird. And he's just muttering this as he walks off.
I don't think it was your dad. He didn't seem very vampiric.
Well, some of them are just like they don't feed, so they kind of go a bit weird.
Oh.
Oh, I should have mentioned that. Rogg!
Rogg is on the top deck. Okay. Having made a pretty decent start by the length of this conversation.
Yeah.
And Lilli, as you, I mean, how are you?
Well, so Lily's now wondering whether we should bring Frayne up onto the deck. Because if we need her to be the way that we get to Corellan's Wood, should she be? Do we all need to be around her? I'm kind of imagining her as a porky.
Torrin is with you.
A corpse porky. Brilliant.
Corpse.
Torrin, what are you thinking? Do you think we should keep her down here? Or take her up on deck, because then we can kind of use her to open up however it is that we're going to get to Corellan's Wood.
Well, I do like keeping an eye on Lady Frayne. I don't really like it when she's out of my eyesight, to be honest.
Well, maybe if we carry her up, but sort of strap her to the mast. Like that.
Lilli.
I'm just worried that if something untoward were to happen, she then would go like flying off the deck, and then we'd be really scuppered.
Lilli, I will look after Locticus,
Okay.
and I will carry her up the stairs. I know you said we, but I think it's a me thing.
Yeah, no, that's accurate. I can't do much lifting. Okay. Yeah, I think maybe we should carry her up onto the deck, because then we can engage with whatever this the energy is.
Early up.
Just lifts her up quite gently. And as he turns, he goes,
Lilli, this is some very impressive mushrooms.
and around your feet are these like little corkscrew mushrooms that weren't there when you came down.
Oh, cute. Oh. Ooh.
Right.
That's new. She's gonna bend down and sort of pick one up and give it a little look, and then sort of actually like grab a few of them, shove her in a pocket.
They're like alien to you. They are not something you've.
Okay. Ooh.
Ominous.
So, as Torrin comes upstairs and gently places Frayne down behind Chandrell, behind the captains near Alton, sits very carefully with her, and the night starts to come in with Rogg making his stew, the crew having some, and just before the call of twilight, from the mist, could you three make me a perception check, please?
Oh no.
Oh no, not one.
Not ones in a
Not
row.
that bad.
Unfortunately, it's the good dice. We're gonna put that one away for the
I'm
day.
12.
16 for Rogg.
Rogg
Okay.
can hear things a mile away.
You can indeed.
From the mist, you hear chains.
Okay. Any sight of it? Like he'll look out towards where it's coming. Because how thick is this mist now?
Yeah. You can see your ship, but barely any further. You can see like the entirety of the deck, just as people are like moving along it. But that's right. Yeah, you start hearing these chains within the mist.
So he'll surrounding, or do they seem to be coming from one? Like he'll turn around on the spot and just see. Do they seem to be coming from one place, or is it all around
It
us?
sounds like it's surrounding.
Oh, he's gonna walk up to the edge of the boat and just sort of like lean over as much as he can out into this mist, this fog.
Can you make me a strength save?
Oh dear.
no.
Okay. Let's roll a good dice.
God, it's like Pirates of the Caribbean.
13.
So worried that was a 1. It's
Oh.
fine.
No, it's a 4, but he's got good strength saves.
So you hear this creak.
Oh,
That was good
You rolled a mat 20.
Yay!
Yeah, about
We
20
don't
on the
get many
same
math
save.
pennies in this campaign, so it's nice to get them back. You hear this creak as it feels like there's another ship, and from the mist, a chain just swings up and wraps around your arm.
Oh heck. Oh yeah, Rogg shout. Heck.
And you get pulled over.
Board.
Is
The hand will
water.
be straight.
Roll a damn dice, please.
no!
Oh,
Initiative.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why am I
okay.
rolling like shit?
Oh my god.
2.
You
Oh.
can have Torrin.
Okay.
The great hero, none hero was.
Ooh, we have.
Okay.
Everyone was on
The
the
map's coming out now.
So that's. Oh, it's Frayne's corpse.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that's on my corpse. Oh, okay.
oh.
Oh no.
I mean, it's quite appropriate that even lying down, her boobs still stay in place. They have no understanding of gravity.
Gravity doesn't
that would have been a
exist.
good role to use my inspiration on. I'm going to save it for something much more cinematic, I'm sure.
Right, let me get some
So Rogg is in the water?
Yeah, if I...
off the
we
front
got
of the boat.
off the front of the boat. Okay.
And the harm was close by.
I was.
Mm.
Well, we were on deck at that point.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
first
you're
time using your
not
rough gone, Minnie.
Not as rough gone.
Not as rough gone, but still.
That's okay. I guess. So, initiative orders. 25 to 20.
I felt
Actually-
like shit this game. I'm gonna try this dice. Create dice.
20 to 15.
Yeah, I got 19 on Rogg.
Oh, good going.
Mm-hmm. Something about being pulled over the deck sharpened your senses.
15 to 10.
Oh, no.
Good thing Torrin rolled alright, isn't it? 10 to 5.
9.
You're a Dexy Mike boy.
Yep. I rolled that badly.
2. I'm putting that was. I've rebooted. I'm using completely different dice for the rest of this
I've
game.
got a dice jar at home. I'll bring it next time.
Oh man. It's the same dice that gave me a buttload of nat 20s last session.
You've used up all your luck.
I have.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, please don't use it where you like to.
No, we're going to need some of that.
We need someone to live.
Excellent. And is everyone placed where they'd like to be placed?
Yeah.
Well, no,
if I
but...
could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could be on another ship, on another island, doing another thing. So, top of the round would have been a Rogg.
Oh,
He
dear.
is being pulled. And as you go, you see this big pirate ship in front of you.
Oh, okay.
The mist itself seems to be coming from it.
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
And the chains had come from this chiseled, like, mouth at the front.
Oh, it wasn't like thrown at me then. Come
No,
from
no,
the-
came
oh,
from the jet.
damn.
Oh.
And can you make me a strength check, please?
Check or save?
Check.
Check, okay.
Yeah,
14.
14. You get pulled into the ocean, and then it starts dragging you up towards the mouth of the ship.
Okay. Okay.
Right. Next up is Torrin. And you... Who's closest? Lily. You hear from Torrin. He stood, like, full battle stance ready, like, shield up, Lender's gavel out, standing abreast over Alton and Frayne. And he's just muttering to himself, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Captain, turn this ship around.
What? We can't turn around. We've got to stay here because we've got to get to Corellan's wood.
No. Frayne can wait. If we stay here, we'll die.
Oh dear. Good thing we're all on the boat.
Huh?
Good thing we're all on the boat.
But why?
From the ship that Rogg went over, you hear a voice that just says, fire. And in a 10-foot sphere, can you make a dex save, please, Lehane? Which is luckily your
This is
forte.
fine. You've got this.
Oh!
That one?
Nat 1.
You're the monk.
I mean, it's a 10.
Is it though?
Which dice was that? Because you're
Is that
going in
one?
the fucking bin.
You're in jail.
He says, and you take 3 shots as this volley of cannon fire just comes over the top. You've managed to duck out of the way just as splinters hit into you and for 11 points of damage.
Okay.
I still thought he was going to say something like 75 points of
And
damage.
I would have been down.
No, I learned. Can't do 75 in one turn. Yeah,
Right.
Lehane, you're up.
So, concern for Rogg,
Yep.
but also seeing that I was close enough to pretty much see him get pulled over.
Yes.
So I wouldn't investigate that because then I would get pulled over. I'm not Janice. He will then run over to Lily. Well, possibly.
Is Lily up in the coast? That's better.
No, she was on deck at this point,
Good
coming
time.
up with Torrin and Frayne.
And he's like, yeah, don't stand over there. They've got cannons. They fucking hurt. Rogg's gone.
What?
Rogg's gone.
What?
They're chains. I think something grabbed him, pulled him in the sea.
Okay, Alton, how long until the portal opens?
And
In her head, it's a portal.
And I'll just like, Rogg, good, this is not good, this is not good, this is not good. Oh, we're gonna die.
If you could just do some of that, like
And
the aquatic-y stuff, the Heelys and the.
as you're having
Right,
this
right, right,
conversation, a group swing in.
Now! I need my leg.
I can't initiation. What's it?
Initiative.
Initiative order.
Yeah, it's your turn.
No, not yet.
No, it's
Oh, yeah.
not.
No, it's
I got a 2.
So this is my turn, and I've run over to Lily to have this conversation.
Yeah. You've initiated a really nice conversation. It's now their turn.
Yeah. Okay. Ow.
Got you.
Cool.
So as you see them coming over, they have these like little bands, and from them come these like spectral chains that they just seem to grab hold of things and pull themselves over, and they swing onto the deck. Each one of them in this like black garb with a skull on it. The skull has a crown on the top, but the skull and crown are covered in chains that look like it's pulling it down. But there's this huge grin on the skull's face.
And how do they look themselves?
They look like fairly normal. A variety of different species,
Yeah.
but like, you know, a bit rough. Not many teeth between the lot of them.
Gonna have some less now.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Use
I'll
a
avenge
different
you.
dice. Use
Yeah.
different dice.
I will, and I'll avenge you. That one's got 1 on it. That one's going.
Oh, I'm not dead yet, hopefully.
Oh, don't worry, I will avenge you.
Okay. So, first one up is going to run straight up to Lehane.
Piss off.
And he's going to take his chain and just swing it at you.
Alright.
What does the
Nat
cheater
20?
guy say?
Nat 20
no.
on the first hit.
Piss
Don't worry,
off.
that'll be it for the rest of the night.
Wait a minute.
Well, yeah, I'll be dead.
So, 18 points of damage.
Yikes!
And yeah, so it swings into your legs. Can you make a dex save to see if you go prone?
Oh, thank fuck. 26.
Good.
Okay, so as it hits into you, you manage to lift your leg as it looks like it's about to wrap onto you. But as you put your foot down, this guy just appears very quickly right up in your face and just starts hucking into you with these nasty little claws.
Okay.
First one is a 18 to hit.
Miss.
Ooh. So yeah, it comes round with a. It got a 20 AC this point.
And I'm not even wearing nothing.
Yeah, so it brings around this claw attack with a big swinging right, and you just manage to bring it up this training that you've had with Rogg. And he comes in with a little uppercut. That is a 21 to hit there.
I'll do it.
And brings this one up. You're fairly dexterous, and you still manage to. You're still controlling the thing of the fight, but the claws just graze the front of you, and you take 5 points of piercing damage. Slashing damage, sorry.
For purposes of anyone looking upon Lehane, he is blooded.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Right. That was not a good first turn. So the second one comes swinging in for Lilli. Again, just takes a wide swing of this chain. That is not good. That's an 11 to hit.
That misses!
Hey!
Hey!
So you've just seen Lehane get absolutely bodied by this really quick succession of attacks, and you manage to sort of step backwards, almost tripping, and the chain just goes straight past your face. As he closes the distance really quickly, and
As a reaction, can her halo of spores
absolutely puff out.
puff out?
She's gonna ink.
Yeah, she's gonna ink.
Yes. So that is a 16 to hit.
That hits.
Okey-doke. That's just 7 points of damage. So as it closes the distance, this swing with his left hand, the claw comes in and grazes over your left shoulder. No, right shoulder. That's not how bodies work.
Okie doke. Hang on, he needs to make. That's 2 necrotic damage.
Okey-doke.
Oh, no, he needs to make a Constitution saving throw first.
What's the DC?
What is my DC? 16?
Fails.
Yeah, 16. 2 necrotic damage.
Takes the 2 points of damage.
Yeah.
Excellent. And then one final hit. No. So 10 to hit.
Nope.
So as this claw goes over the top of you, you just sort of hit it away with the staff.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh dear.
So one looks to the front of the ship, and two of them move over and throw their chains across, sending them to the front of the ship, creating almost like a bridge.
Oh. Okay.
No.
That was lovely. Matt, you are on it tonight,
This is
sir.
on fire.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one again is just going to swing his chain out.
Now.
Yes.
Are we calling the chains like almost a range attack? What I'm asking
So,
is,
yeah,
can I
you can,
attempt
you
a
can,
deflect
you
missile
can.
and grab the chain?
You can go for it.
Cool.
You can certainly try.
So yeah, you see if it hits first.
No, that's a 19 to hit.
Never mind. Heads up, I will be.
Good to know. So yeah, as they're moving, they'll throw the chain and then
in
the
fact-
distance.
It misses.
Yep.
But I am going to grab the chain and I'm going to whack it around the guy who stood this next to me here.
I was wondering when you might do that.
So I'm going to use my tipsy sway, and that attack now hits him.
Excellent. So yeah, you catch this chain and just push it round, and that guy eats shit. So that is 11 points of damage to the guy. He's just not expecting it at all. He looks up to say, like, "All right, mate."
Oh,
End of this chain just weighted into him.
that was a very nice thing for your mate to do to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excited you on, buddy.
Bastard.
Yeah. Join us, mate.
It's just occurred to me that Lehane doesn't have any armour. He's got an alcohol jacket.
Which I had last night. This is why my voice is doing this.
He takes the claw and just stabs the other guy in the kidneys.
Okay. More of that.
Welcome to my brand of chaos.
He's like, payback. Now let's fuck him up.
Oh, a chap's lie. There's no need to involve me here.
And he goes to swing at you with that claw again. It just the resistance from having stabbed his friend in the gut slows it down enough that you manage to go like, no.
Back off.
Excellent. Lily's go.
Lily. Ooh.
As Lily starts her turn, she feels a slight drain, and you lose one fourth level spell slot as these circle of mushrooms appear in the space next to you, and a very familiar image, spectral in quality, not fully corporeal, of Locticus Frayne steps out.
Oh!
Alright, bitches.
Could you roll me initiative?
Oh, Frayne!
What an entrance.
So she's coming back as a ghost, right? Not
Yeah,
a skelly,
not a
not a zombie. It's a ghost. You should have said that.
16.
16. That's good.
Good.
That's very good in this.
It's- So is that...
It's not your go. That
Okay,
just happened. Just precursing your go.
cool. She's gonna use her words and say, "I'm so happy you're here," and she is going to cast. Well, her symbiotic entity is like basically Frayne kind of popping in is gonna boost her circle of her halo of spores. She's gonna cast symbiotic entity and get 36 temp hit points.
Nice.
Ready?
And then she is, as a bonus action, going to cast Healing Spirit at 3rd level, sort of next to her, touching Lehane.
Cheers.
And a large, I don't know what animal is it going to be. A small pseudo dragon is going to appear, and in this sort of green, spectrally kind of essence, and you can take, because I cast it at 3rd level, I think it's 2d6. Yes. So
Making good uns.
yeah, 2d6, 6.
Okay.
Better than kicking a dick.
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Was one of those was a 1, and because I've got the circlet on, which means I can re-roll that one.
What is you?
Yes. I can re-roll it. Ah, thank you, Seed. And it's a 6. So you get 11
5.
HP.
All right. Feeling good. Feeling good.
And that's Lily done. That's all. Yeah, that's all I can do.
Excellent. I would like to point out that for the frame that is conjured has both of her arms.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
It is, yeah, OG frame.
OG frame.
OG frame. So top of the round, you hear again these chains, and it feels like your ship is being pulled. And these large chains just swing up and around the deck of the ship. Could these three here make me a deck save? So Lehane and the two guys. And then Torin will make one as well.
Come on. Fuck my life. 11.
11. Don't really. Ooh. Okay. Shit all around.
Mm-hmm.
So you take 12 points of damage.
No, I just got that!
Whenever you move into the space of the spirit, you get 2d6 on your turn.
And Torin makes it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
For the
I mean,
first
no
time in
good.
history, but yeah. Torin's seeing all this go along. She's, it just, like, he barely moves. It just swings down and smashes in front of him, and he's white as a sheet, as white as a golden dragonborn can go. And he looks out into the mist. And no.
One ship took down my fleet. As long as there's no captain. Please say there's no captain.
And as he says that, the chain bridge created by the two steps out this figure.
Uh-huh.
That's where we're going to end this.
Oh, damn.
Spice.
Spice.
Wow.
I wanted to hit things.
Oh, I've got to say a thing, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. This is me just in awe. I think like, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. No, so hope you all enjoyed it. It's absolutely amazing playing it. But again, like, feel free to follow us, drop us a comment, subscribe, like, all the wonderful stuff. It really helps us out and getting to interact with you guys as well. It's always a lovely, lovely bonus. So I think, is there anything else I'm supposed to do? I don't think so.
No.
So with that, yes, go
If you're
forth.
watching on Twitch,
Stay.
stay.
Yes,
Yeah.
do stay. This is cut and thing, same as last time. You all know what we're doing. But yeah, hang around. We'll be back, podcast listeners, next episode for you guys. But that's it. Go forth into the world and roll the damn dice.
Lehane's a lazy little shit. He's clearly a useless landlubber. He is forced to mop the deck. I knew he was always a scrubber. Will our dead Frayne be alive again? Or will she have hankering to eat brains? It might be handy with this murder crew to have someone to yum up the remains.